Good afternoon, welcome to HRTV. I'm Toby Simpson and I'm delighted to be sitting next to Dr. Mansoor Habib, who is the Senior Director of Health and Happiness at telecoms provider Do. Now, Dr. Habib, first of all, welcome.
Thank you so much.
And I must confess, I'm going to be honest here, when I was first told I was going to interview the Senior Director of Wellbeing and Happiness, I assumed I was meeting an HR person with a fancy job title. But actually, it turns out that you're a genuine bona fide doctor qualified from the Royal College of General Practitioners.
Absolutely.
Which to me means that Do is taking this occupational thing very seriously. Why should shareholders be interested in something like occupational health?
Thank you so much for the interview today. Very important question. If you go back to 2009 when I did my occupational health back in Birmingham,
right.
I came back home to Dubai and I was very ambitious that in addition to my role as a GP in the hospital settings, I got occupational health with me and I wanted to cascade the idea to the society and to the workplaces that occupational health is all about the well-being. It's about, at the end of the day, your return of investment, your shareholder value, because it impacts your your major assets in a very much different perspective rather than just coming to work and go back home. And luckily at that time, Do was a believer in that. And they pioneered the arena and they had that ambition to add value, to be a differentiator when it comes to their HR practices. And here comes that kind of a click which I had with the telecom operator to be able to take it to the next level.
Fantastic. And it's pretty new across the UAE and across the world really to have it embedded so tightly into an organization. But I'm guessing when first the team at Do was said, right, we have this new occupational health center, there's going to be a doctor on site. I'm guessing that some of the staff would have thought, well, hang on, healthcare is a very private thing. Mixing healthcare with work could be quite an uncomfortable experience. What was the reaction from the staff at Do?
Funny enough, it was a very amusing incident what happened when I joined the organization. For the first 3 to 4 months, the clinic was empty. No one would visit me. And we came to find out it's not about the private aspect of health, it's about the fear that I might discover that there is something wrong with them and then their job could be at stake.
Right.
So there was that kind of stigma. Why a physician in the HR? Why now? Other companies are not doing it. What's the main agenda behind it?
Yeah.
And coincidentally, we had an individual, a member of our staff, who fell off with a stroke, which was a sudden onset. He was a young fella, and then he took a couple of weeks in the ICU and then a couple of months of rehabilitation. What we did at the organization, we believed in this guy. We brought him back to work after 8 months. We changed his job description. We reduced his working hour. And now after 7 or 8 years, I would say he's still with us in the organization.
That's fantastic.
That success story really made the change.
And it's a model, it's an example that will resonate throughout the organization, which is fantastic. Now, we can see how that would give a lift sort of emotionally to the staff. But our first interview for HRTV this time was Dr. Patty Phillips, who's chairman of the ROI Institute, who tells us that everything an organization does should be viewed through the perspective of a return on investment. Now, how easy is it to go to shareholders and say, this is the financial return from investing in occupational health?
Occupational health is one of those areas where the return of investment is a long term. We need to really be patient about it because it's all about prevention. It's about proactiveness. It's about awareness, which doesn't happen in a year or two. Yeah. And I think here I salute our telecom of believing in that and allowing us in the organization to show that return of investment, which came up beautifully 3 to 4 years down the line with savings in our insurance, with controlling our sickness, absence, and presenteeism, and definitely boosting our engagement.
Fantastic, that's great. Now, we talked about initially you were waiting for employees to come to you and the clinic was empty. Now, is it a case that you have to wait for employees to come to you, or can you reach out and go and engage them at their desk? For example, if you came up to me and say, Toby, you're looking a bit chubby, maybe we should have a talk. Now, I'm going to take that at face value and that's fine, but some people may find that a bit of a difficult topic to handle. How do you go out and approach staff in probably a much more sensitive manner than that?
We made it fun and engaging. Yes, we do receive patients when they fall ill and they come to the clinic from a reactive perspective, But to be proactive, what we did, we created a whole arena of activities, of events, of a platform and nudging environment which used to push people towards embracing well-being and health. And we took it to the next step, where we implemented 5% of the KPI and the performance system of our executives to cholesterol, sugar, and weight parameters, and their bonuses was linked to that.
Interesting. Your bonus is linked to the number of donuts you don't eat.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. Okay, great. Well, Dr. Habib, I'm not going to keep you because I know that there's an audience eager to hear your words. But for our audience, I want one final tip on something they can do in their day-to-day work lives that's going to make a difference to their health.
I think one thing they should do, they should embrace the word happy. H for health, A for around me, my colleagues, A for around me as colleagues, P for passion, P for play and pause and meditation, and Y for you. Believe in yourself. Embrace that mnemonic of happy within your workplace, within your life, and that will allow you to have always that positive energy and have a happy ending.
Perfect. That's a wonderful note to leave it on. Dr. Habib, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
And from a very happy Toby Simpson, thank you to our audience.